Colorado won the toss, deferring to the second half. That means the Cowboys will have the football first. Oklahoma State hasn't won a football game in 2.5 months. They'll have a chance to return this one. This is Kyler Pearson trying to get to the outside, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds at about the 24-yard line, where it'll be first down and 10 for Milwaukee Smith. Starting quarterback, 6'4", 185, a native of Sacramento, California. Smith coming into the ball game completing 73% of his passes on 33 of 45 on the season. They have had a carousel of quarterbacks this season. But one of the bright spots is Ollie Gordon in the backfield. We'll get a look at him early here. First down and 10 from the 24 for Oklahoma State. On the jet sweep action, that's going to be Presley. And he's going to be brought down for a loss of about 2 on the play by Cameron Silman Craig, one of those seniors playing his final game here in Boulder.
And the recipe for Oklahoma State today is going to be to find ways to run the football and to try and break tackles against this Colorado defense. You look at the last 2 games that Colorado has lost. Kansas and Devin Neal broke tackles and made Colorado pay defensively. DJ Giddens in Kansas State broke tackles and made them pay. Oklahoma State's going to have to do the same.
Last week, Kansas did not have to punt at all against this Buffalo's defense in that victory in Kansas City against Colorado. Second down. Smith with nowhere to go, engulfed back at the 15-yard line. Arden Walker was the first player to get there for the Buffaloes. That defensive front has been much improved all season.
And the pressure comes from right up the middle. Number 53, Arden Walker, just goes just to the inside of the right tackle. And Milwaukee Smith really has nowhere to go. And it puts Oklahoma State in a situation that they want to try and avoid. They want to run the football, get to these 3rd and shorts. But if you're 3rd and long, they've got a good group of receivers, but the protection, while it's been good, this Colorado team is certainly going to test it with its pass rushers.
That was interesting, Roddy, because they're amongst the national leaders in sacks given up. A loss of 6. Smith, backside pressure, got it away. Picked off at the 30. Travis Hunter, another one. Yeah, they can do their little dance. Another pick for number 12.
Bumps into the slot on 3rd down, and it's covered 2. Travis Hunter is kind of reading the eyes of the quarterback, and you don't want to throw it near 12 when he's got eyes on you. 4 interceptions now on the season. They play so much man-to-man that he doesn't have a ton of opportunities. But when he's in zone coverage, he reads the game as well as anybody.
Shedeur passes it to Will Shepard. Broke a tackle, got the first down inside the 10, down to the 8-yard line. Got a good block from Jimmy Horn, Roddy, on the perimeter.
Yes, he did. Travis Hunter now on offense, but here he is on defense. Usually plays the outside, and he's just going to kind of sink with the eyes of Milwaukee Smith. It ends up being covered 2 late, and Smith just doesn't see him. I don't think he reads the coverage either way, because DJ McKinney had a shot at that as well. That's a true freshman quarterback. Not seeing the picture when it changes after the snap.
First and goal after that pass and run. A gaping hole up the middle down to the 1-yard line. Michael Welch. It'll be second down and goal, trying to convert after that pick.
This is just a really nice job by Colorado offensively. You're going to see the bounce right here. The offensive line trades off. You get a hat on a hat and almost get in the end zone.
Second and goal coming up for Colorado. Welch in the backfield, gets the call, keeps those legs moving. Touchdown, Colorado. Buffaloes punch it in. And if you're wondering if there was any kind of hangover, and I'm not talking about tryptophan from turkey, I'm talking about last week losing to Kansas. Colorado answering that question early with a pick and score. It all started with that Travis Hunter interception, and Michael Welch punched it in 3 plays later. 7-0 when we come back to Boulder. But it heated up a moment ago with that Travis Hunter interception, which led to that 3-play mini drive for the touchdown by Michael Welch. I wonder if Coach Sanders gave Travis Hunter his Thorpe Award like he said he was going to do. Travis did not make the final list of Thorpe nominees, surprisingly to many. Pearson going to take it out of the end zone. Tackled right at the 20-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 from there. Here was the scene on Wednesday, folks. They had a 350-person mandatory dinner, the Buffaloes did, here in Boulder. A lot of friends, families, the players, their loved ones coming along and enjoying I saw some shrimp on the plate there, in addition to some turkey, and Coach Sanders with Mom in attendance as well.
Coach Prime told us they had all kinds of food there. Something for everybody. You had the shrimp cocktail. He was fired up about the oxtails, which he got the staff here right on how to cook them oxtails.
On 1st down, nowhere to go for Ollie Gordon. The top running back, Hill Green, making the tackle on the play. A loss of 1. Well, so many things have to happen for the Buffaloes to make it to the Big 12 title game. There could be a potential 4-way tie. We'll talk about the scenarios, but they need Arizona State, BYU, or Iowa State. 2 of those 3 have to lose tomorrow in their games, respectively. That's just the beginning.
Yeah, there's another scenario where one of those loses, and it depends on who else. For Colorado, you first have to take care of business today. That's the bottom line for the Buffs.
Smith looked like they suffered a malfunction at the junction. No one to hand it off to. Hill Green with another tackle. Walker there to help him out.
And this was something that peaked up last week as well on those outside zone plays to Ollie Gordon with Milwaukee Smith in there. The timing was off. There were a couple times Gordon sort of had to alter his steps to take the handoff. That time the snap just a little bit off, completely threw off the timing. And another 3rd and long. Colorado disguised as if it was going to be man or one safety high on the last 3rd down, moved to cover 2. Will they do the same here to confuse the quarterback?
Last time Smith threw the football, he threw an interception. This one complete to his wide receiver Presley, who is on the verge of rewriting the school record book. And in FBS as well, it's going to be 4th down. They're short by that much, about a yard on a 12-yard gain.
Yeah, I wonder if you don't go for it here. I mean, you're 3-8. You're on the road. Colorado just punched in a touchdown. Do you dare?
I was thinking the same thing. They haven't won a football game in 2.5 months, so why not? But they're not going to on this occasion. Hudson Cock will punt. Standing on his own 13-yard line. Westerb at his own 30. A high spiral comes down and fielded cleanly at the 37. It'll be 1st and 10 for Shedeur Sanders from there after that 38-yard punt. Boy, you'd have to go back to 1994 for Oklahoma State's last winless conference season.
That was in the Big 8 conference, which had 8 teams, which means you had 7 opportunities. They had 9 chances this year in the Big 12 conference. And Ofer, and the wheels have come off in a lot of different ways, but Mike Gundy, team with so much expectation coming into this season, and once it started to go bad for him, it really spiraled.
1st and 10 from the 35. Travis Hunter lined up to the top of your screen. Shedeur hits him on the slant. Brought down immediately at the 39-yard line. They'll mark it at the 40, actually, and a gain of 5. We saw Coach Gundy in the Big 8. It's the Big 12 now, and the math ain't mathin' because there's more than 12 teams in the Big 12, right?
Well, they were under 12, and then they had more than 12. Now they still have more than 12, but a different 16 than they did previously with conference realignment. The Big 12 has come out stronger, and it's been the most fun conference from top to bottom in terms of results the entire year.
On 2nd and 5, they're going to keep it on the ground. Gain of 1 yard by Michael Welch. Brought down by Kelly. Sets up a 3rd down. And the 4 teams in contention, Arizona State, Kenny Dillingham doing a fantastic job out there in the desert. BYU, Iowa State, and Colorado. Remember, the Buffaloes need 2 of those other 3 teams to lose in their games tomorrow.
And with Kenny Dillingham, Coach Prime here, Deion Sanders, and Kalani Sitake, the turnarounds that we've seen in this conference have really been tremendous.
3 guys that have done fantastic coaching jobs this year. Shedeur Sanders completes it, fitted in a tight window to Wester for the 1st down. He beat Hilton on the play to pick up 8. Man, he thread that thing.
It's a really good route by LaJohntay Wester, and Shedeur Sanders puts it perfectly on the upfield number of LaJohntay Wester.
On the little shovel pass, Wester gets it again and picks up about 6 yards. Dylan Smith making the tackle. Shedeur Sanders had a good week last week with 23 of 29 passing, 266 yards, 3 touchdowns. The problem was they didn't get enough stops defensively.
Colorado ran 42 plays offensively last week. Kansas had the ball for 20 minutes more than the Colorado offense.
Sanders pulls it out. Gonna run for it himself, picks up the 1st down, and then some, unabated all the way inside the 25. Picks up 15 on the play.
I would not call Shedeur Sanders a runner by any means, but he is more than capable, when you give him space, of making you pay. He's really savvy in his decisions to run the football. You don't have to be savvy to see that lane, though.
Yeah. Had a whole bunch of room in front of him. 1st and 10 as a result. They keep it on the ground to Welch. Couldn't get to the edge. Going to be stopped up at the 30 by Jeff Robertson. Loss of 2 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 12 for the Buffaloes.
Look at this team a week ago. A season low in terms of number of rushes, rush yards, obviously had penalties. The missed tackles were what really killed them, because Kansas had over 170 yards after contact.
Shedeur wheeling out of trouble, throws it, nobody there. He's inside the pocket, didn't go beyond the line of scrimmage. This could be a intentional grounding. Good pressure by Kendall Daniels on the play for Oklahoma State.
Kendall Daniels just sneaks through that right side. Offensive line doesn't pick him up.
Okay.
And you're right.
Test of grounding. Offense. Number 2. The quarterback was inside the tackle box and threw into an area with no eligible receiver. Lost it down from the spot of the pass.
See, I've been listening to you and your bestie, Matt Austin. We're going to bring Matt in right now. Matt, can you tell us why here?
Well, the referee said it perfectly. He never got outside the tackle box, threw it into an area where there was no receiver, and didn't get at the line of scrimmage. So he kind of checked all 3 boxes for not doing it correctly.
Thanks a lot, Matt, and belated happy Thanksgiving.
Listen to Matt a lot. It makes me smarter. Makes us smarter.
I'm getting a little jealous of your relationship with him. 3rd and 26. Hunter got a clean release. Shedeur comes underneath and wide open underneath. That's the tight end, Smalls. There's a flag down. Smalls down at the 20. It's going to be short of the first bound, but there's a flag on the far side of the field. And that's going to go against the Cowboys. Oklahoma State's defense has struggled this year.
Prior to the pass, holding, defense number 2. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot and an automatic 1st down.
This is Travis Hunter causing issues without even getting the football. I mean, they're just trying to redirect him.
Yeah.
He gets held on the inside shoulder. There's no reason for that. If you're Corey Black, just give him a shove to the inside to redirect, get back out. It's 3rd and forever.
Yeah. Travis Hunter, folks, if you're just joining us, has already put another clip on the Heisman reel with an interception that led to Colorado's first score of the football game. He's already caught a pass as well. Draylen Miller lines up in the backfield on the reverse. Hunter looking to pass. Nowhere to go. Trying to make lemonade out of lemons. Hunter sacked back at midfield at the 49. Kobe Hilton never gave up on the play. And we're going to have a flag down as well. And this one looks like it's going to go against the Cowboys as well.
Illegal substitution. Defense. 12 players on the field. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Sometimes it's the only way you can stop Travis Hunter.
I get it.
Is to have an extra player on the field. Let's get a count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. No wonder they were able to get the amount of pressure that
they call it their 12 defense for 12 for Travis Hunter.
Fortunately, it's illegal in all forms of football except for in Canada.
Yeah. But I like, what do you make of the play design there? A little trickery.
They have tried to get Travis Hunter a touchdown pass a few times this season. I am not surprised at all that you throw it out in a situation where you're kind of playing with house money plus side of the field.
1st and 5. Shedeur Sanders on the move. They got him off of his spot and pushed him out of bounds at the 28-yard line, and a little bit rough going into that near sideline. There's a flag. They're going to be very protective of their quarterback after what transpired last week with that cheap shot that Sanders took that was unflagged. Justin Wright was the Oklahoma State player that hit and took Sanders out of bounds on this occasion. They're not going to let anybody rough him up again, right, Rodney?
Absolutely not. And look, there was a great gesture by Kansas and Dean Miller, the guy who made that hit, FaceTiming with him. But here, Justin Wright, you just got to let the quarterback go before you get the swing. There's actually not a lot in there. But with the spin and the momentum, once you let him go, he goes tumbling into the bench. In order to just maintain order, I think the officials throw the flag.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, late hit. Defense, half the distance is automatic. First down.
Let's bring in our rules analyst, Matt Austin. Matt, can you clarify how you mitigate that, how you litigate it?
Well, and as Roddy said, there wasn't a heck of a lot there, but he did spinning him around. There's not a lot of room on that sideline. Threw him into a chair. I mean, that's dangerous. You can hit other things and really mess up a knee or a hip or something by hitting the equipment on the sideline.
Wow.
So that's a good call. That was totally unnecessary.
It's a great point, Matt. You're right. The tightness of the sideline plays against Justin Wright in this scenario. He does. I mean, he goes, it looks almost like WWE. He goes over a couple of chairs down into the bench.
Nobody told Shedeur about the skid, though. He hands it off to Welch. Robertson making the tackle. Afterwards, though, a little bit of dap. You love to see that. Q, what do you have on it?
Well, Oklahoma State, ironically, is familiar with tight sidelines. You think about T. Boone's Pickens Stadium. It's one of the tightest sidelines in college football with Colorado and Iowa, so they are used to that. He did get 360'd into the equipment on the sideline, but there were some kind spirits on the far side.
Good to see. Sanders pulls, hits Hunter, takes it down to the 10-yard line. Brought down immediately by Corey Black, who they seem to be throwing at a little bit.
Well, and they're throwing it to Travis Hunter, which is the thing. Whoever he's matched up against, you feel pretty good about it. But Corey Black and Cam Smith been competitive this year at the cornerback position. Now you're in a situation for Oklahoma State, though, where you have to figure out a way to get off the field defensively, force a Colorado field goal, and know with Will Shepard to the bottom and a bunch formation to the top, with LaJohntay Wester, Travis Hunter flanking Savell Smalls. 31 ain't getting the ball. It's going to 10, it's going to 12, or it's going to 14, one of these receivers.
On 3rd down, Sanders surveys, keeps his eyes downfield, got him in! Touchdown! Wester! Shedeur Sanders so poised in the pocket. Surveyed the field. Finally found Wester in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. And there's a reason why they think he might be the first quarterback off the board in the NFL draft. Got a flag down on the field, though, on the extra point. Shedeur with his 31st touchdown pass of the season.
Illegal formation on the defense lined up over the center. That penalty decline. The try is good.
14-0 Buffaloes.
Incredible poise and pocket presence by Shedeur Sanders, and he's done it all year long, navigating Heisman voters. 12's going to be on the ballot, but don't forget about Shedeur Sanders, one of the best quarterbacks in the country.
In all of sports, not just college football, a loving, doting, supportive father embracing his son's journeys, respectively, in college football. And Deion Sanders loves on those two guys, his sons, as well as every player on his roster. Down to the 2-yard line, it'll be Cabanis. Took a big hit at about the 19. Wow, what a hit by Colton Hood, the backup DB. With 3:40 to go in the opening quarter. We're going to take another timeout. You talk about
Down on the field.
a metamorphosis on the field from 1-11 to 8-3 and counting. Yes, downfield, incomplete. Intended for Stribling, one of their top receivers. Let's take a look at the All-State playoff predictor, and we talked about the possibilities. There's some of the analytics and percentages on making it to the new college football playoff. Any one of those jump off the page at you, Robbie?
Boise State at 68%.
Okay.
I mean, that one is certainly, it passes the sniff test, but Oregon State's not going to be easy for them tomorrow.
Those rivalry games always a little bit tricky. 2nd and 10. Pass complete to the 25. Loose. Scooped up. Colorado has the football. Let's see if they rule that a catch and a fumble. Shiloh Sanders with the recovery on senior day, doing his dad's dance. It'll come back the other way. Buffalo football.
Question is, did Brendan Presley have this for long enough for it to be determined to catch? Does he have time to possess the football, make a move, come into the game before that ball comes out? There is a time element to this. I'll be interested to see how this plays out.
Yeah.
I know we'll get Matt's opinion.
If it was a catch and a fumble recovered by the defense, first down.
I'm not sure he had it long enough in real time.
I would agree with you, although he did take a step and looked like he had it tucked away. Carter Stoutmeyer made the hit to jar it loose. If it stands, it'll be Oklahoma State's 2nd turnover.
Yeah, it's hard to tell in slow-mo, in real speed. I don't know that there's enough time there. This is certainly being looked at in the booth. Let's bring in Matt Austin, our rules expert. Matt, what do you think about the catch and fumble?
Well, Roddy, I couldn't agree with you more. I don't think he ever firmly possessed the ball. He got it in his hands as he turned. Looked like he was still trying to control it. He was hit. The ball came out. I think that should have been an incomplete pass.
That'll be Colorado football. Hunter with the reception at the 26-yard line on 1st and 10. Shiloh Sanders with the fumble recovery.
Just to remind Oklahoma State fans, every play is reviewed up in the booth, and it's up to the replay officials' discretion on whether or not they're going to stop the game to take a longer look and potentially overturn it. So apparently our replay official determined that he did have it long enough, although I certainly disagree.
Out of the backfield, complete. That's Miller, still on his feet. Down to the 10-yard line. Draylon Miller with a spirited run for the Buffaloes. Let's take one more look at that fumble and recovery.
This is the 2nd time Oklahoma State had a turnover in Colorado territory that's going to give them great field position. I just don't think that was enough time to have the football, have it tucked away, make a move. But apparently I'm not the decision that matters. It's the replay official.
Miller with the catch and run for 15 yards. 1st and 10 from just outside the 10. Sanders on the slant. Hunter, Heisman and Hunter. You can't have one or the other without the H. His 12th touchdown catch of the season. And the meter's still running, folks.
The guy leads the Big 12 in touchdown catches. He's climbing nationally. Came into this game tied for 3rd nationally in touchdown catches. And oh yeah, he plays defense too. He's got an interception in this game already. It's unbelievable.
Still trying to get over the fact that he was left off the Thorpe list. So is his head coach and many others around the country. Travis Hunter with another reception for a touchdown.
It's just a little slant. They've gone to it a few times today, and that time Travis Hunter gets inside and is able to get in the end zone.
He has been a big part of their offense since stepping on campus here a couple of seasons ago. Today already with an interception and a touchdown. If you had a vote, Roddy Jones, if you had a vote, which way are you leaning right now?
There's not a lean. I am firmly in the camp of Travis Hunter. We've mentioned the Thorpe Award snub. Should have been on the Thorpe Award list for the top defensive back in the country. He's been one of the top DBs. He's also been one of the most productive receivers in the country in the same year. These aren't separate years. Travis Hunter's doing something that we've really never seen in college athletics, or haven't seen in a long time, this level of college football. So to me, it's Travis Hunter, and he's kind of running away with it.
Yeah, Genty and Cam Ward. Cam Ward for the Hurricanes. Let's go down to Q for more.
Well, when I asked Robert Livingston, the defensive coordinator who was with the Cincinnati Bengals for years, about Travis, he said, don't overthink it. Travis is our culture. Our best player happens to be our hardest worker. Travis is respected and beloved here in Boulder.
Oh, by the way, folks, he's a 4.0 GPA student as well. If you're wondering. Cabanis on the outside with a nice kickoff return out to the 38-yard line. This is going to be their best starting field position of the afternoon. A 33-yard run, 1st down and 10 for Smith and the offense from there. Travis Hunter very meticulous about the way he prepares from day to day, week to week, using his hyperbaric chamber, his infrared sauna, cold tubs. He's a very lithe 170 pounds plus. And he's missed a couple of games this year. 1st down and 10. On the play fake, incomplete. Intended for Stribling. He was working against McKinney. Hey, look at this from a couple of plays ago. Look at coach's reaction. Came kind of close. Quick feet.
A little more actual than
quick feet.
Than a guy
stayed out of the way.
Who's been through what he's been through with his legs. I saw a little shuffle there. He's got to be pleased with what's happening. It's been a dream start for his crew and a disastrous start for Oklahoma State.
Under 2 minutes to go in the opening quarter. And there was a flinch up front.
Offside. Defense, number 99 with contact. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
That's Shane Cokes, the Dartmouth transfer. Move the ball up to the 43-yard line. That's the first penalty against Colorado this afternoon. 2nd down and 5. Keep in mind, Colorado has to win here this afternoon against Oklahoma State and hope for BYU, Iowa State, and Arizona State. 2 of those 3 teams have to lose tomorrow. On 2nd and 5, high snap. What a catch by Stribling. And they move the chains on the 7-yard gain, their first down of the game.
Dejon Stribling had a phenomenal game a week ago, 123 yards, and a nice job of getting his hands under the football and snagging that. This is a group of receivers for Oklahoma State that is talented, with Dejon Stribling, Brennan Presley, Rashad Owens. Got 2 power forward sized guys on the outside, and then the shifty Presley on the inside. Question is, Maya Luwaki Smith and his ability to have time and deliver the football.
On 1st and 10, clean pocket for him here. Stribling couldn't haul that one in. Seemed to lose his balance. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Let's remember now, this Cowboy football squad at the beginning of the season was picked by the prognosticators to finish 3rd in the Big 12. And here they are. Unfortunately for them, they haven't won a football game in 2.5 months. They've lost 8 consecutive contests.
And they've had a ton of injuries.
Yes.
Those top 2 guys on the left, Colin Oliver, Nick Martin on defense, massive injuries that have impacted that side of the football.
Smith, incomplete. Good defense that time in the secondary from Cameron Silman Craig. It was intended for Josh Ford, so it'll be 3rd down and 10 coming up for Oklahoma State.
Have to imagine for the Cowboys, if you're able to get it to 4th and 5 or less-ish, you're going for it on 4th down. Down 3 touchdowns already in the 1st quarter on the positive side of the ball, and that's got to be relayed to Milwaukee Smith, the quarterback, through the new helmet communications this year from the offensive coordinator, Casey Dunn.
Presley, one of his favorite targets as well. That pass incomplete, broken up at the 47-yard line. Nothing doing. Colton Hood, who played so well when Travis Hunter missed a little bit of time earlier this year, bats that one away, and Roddy, the punting unit comes on for Oklahoma State.
Not a big surprise. You can try to make Colorado drive the length of the field. But you mentioned the way Colton Hood performed when Travis Hunter was out. It sort of helped them figure out that, hey, on 3rd downs, we can slide Travis Hunter inside to that nickel spot. Colton Hood come in on the outside, help solidify some 3rd down.
Hudson Cock with an end-over-end punt. Bounces inside the 10. It caroms into the end zone. It'll come out to the 25-yard line, 1st down and 10 for Shedeur Sanders, playing his final game here at Folsom Field on senior day with his brother Shiloh. Well, this season, Allstate will celebrate every field goal and extra point made by participating universities by making a donation to the university's General Scholarship Fund. Thank you, Allstate. With the rugged and rounded shoulders of the Rockies in the background. Boy, this is one of the great scenics in college football, isn't it?
It really is, and we've seen it from August all the way here to late November. Beautiful snow.
They call it flat iron around here. Yeah,
well, there you go.
Yeah, I've been reading a little bit.
Hiked up one of those a couple of times. Not this time. Snow.
Hey man, I got my can of oxygen right here if you need it. Out of the backfield, complete. That's Wester, who's been timely and prolific for them during the year. We have a late flag. Justin Wright involved again on the sidelines. Let's see what this flag is about. Remember, if you're just joining us, there was an incident where Sanders ran out of bounds and there was some extracurricular activity. Let's look at this one.
After the play, personal foul, late hit out of bounds, number 44. 15-yard penalty and automatic. 1st down.
It's the 2nd one on Justin Wright. And again, I think what Matt said earlier, Matt Austin, our rules expert, said earlier, is the proximity of the wall and the equipment on the sideline. Because these tight sideline probably plays more into it. LaJohntay Wester clearly going out of bounds. It's just an unnecessary hit of any kind by Justin Wright. And with the chippiness that we saw earlier on the hit for Shedeur Sanders, I'm not surprised that gets flagged.
2nd down and 4 after the infraction. Nose of the ball at the 41-yard line. Colorado looking for its 9th win of the season against 3 defeats. Boy, the Cowboys with more penalty yards than yards on offense. Shedeur on the play fake. A flag down, and he throws it away out of bounds. Outside the tackle box, and it goes beyond the line of scrimmage. That's going to be a hold against Jordan Seaton, the all-conference freshman.
Offense, number 77, 10-yard penalty. Still 1st down.
Roddy, let's talk about the rebuild they've been able to undergo on the offensive line. Much better than they were at this point a year ago.
Tremendously better. And Jordan Seaton has a lot to do with that. Was the #1 tackle coming out of high school last year. And he has started from day one, leads this offense a number of snaps. And you look at Cash Cleveland, just got a shot at the center. Cash Cleveland, another freshman starting from this offensive line as well.
Sanders complete out of the backfield. That's Hayden. Stopped up after a short gain by Robertson. 19 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Second down coming up. Second and the ball at the 32. There's the journey for the big troika of Hunter and the Sanders brothers continues. Shadur's 11 of 11 so far.
That huddle, what are you saying to your guys?
Well, they got to quit fighting and making. We're not playing smart right now. We've got 3 personal fouls. We had them in 3rd and 30 or something, and we got a holding, and we just let them right back in it. And then offensively, we've got to get to where we can rush the ball a little bit and then attack them downfield. So we're playing right into their hand right now. These guys got to keep competing, keep playing hard, and we got to make a few changes and play smart football.
How do you better account for a 12, Travis Hunter?
Well, we got to be aware of him. I mean, twice we turned him loose down here like we didn't know that he was a good player. So we've got to get that adjustment made.
Thank you, Coach.
Roddy, it's not like you need a GPS to find number 12 right there. You shouldn't. He's definitely at the top of the scout.
He absolutely is, and he caused that holding too. Yeah. I mean, the holding that we referenced on 3rd and forever, that was against Travis. Deshaun Brown was a little banged up, dove after Shedeur Sanders. Looked like he came down on that field pretty hard. You mentioned the kick, or the temperature around kick time was right around freezing. The field was really hard pregame. That certainly would have changed if the sun has come out and thawed it a little bit, but still probably pretty painful to land on your shoulder like that.
3rd down and 10 coming up for Colorado. Hunter split to the top of your screen. Will Shepard at the bottom, number 14. Pressure coming. Sanders on the fly, on the move. Going to be dragged down after a gain of about 6 on the play by Jaleel Johnson. So 4th down coming up. And one of the few times that the Cowboy defense has been able to get the Buffaloes off the field. You got to take small wins and stack them at a time, I guess.
That's exactly the thing. It's one stop at a time, and then it's one first down at a time on the other side. Can Oklahoma State get that going on the other side, on the offensive side of the football is the question.
That's Kyler Pearson back for this punt. And what have we here?
That's exactly what Mike Gundy was talking about, playing smarter.
Offside, defense with contact, number 9, 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
And now for Colorado,
4th and short.
It's 4th and maybe a yard.
Wonder if that changes the math for Coach Sanders.
It certainly does. It looks like a punt team running off. Offense is going to come back onto the field.
Wow.
So Mike Gundy with 3 personal foul penalties in the first quarter, 2 turnovers in Colorado territory. And now you get an offsides on a punt.
Yeah. Lack of discipline.
It's incredibly frustrating.
And Colorado's going to call a timeout. Their first of 3 here
Timeout
in the first half.
Colorado.
You see Coach Shermer
Their first of the half.
to the left there of Coach.
Calendar next, and you think you're stressed out and you're busy? Take a look at the schedule for Pat Shermer in December. Player acquisition, the portal opens on December 9th. He's got high school recruiting. He's also got bowl prep. Plus, he's going to be a grandfather for the first time 3 times in the month of December. Count them, 3 times. He'll be a grandfather. What a busy month for the assistant coach.
Wow. Grandpa. Okay. Gotta love it. Congrats to him and his family. He's done a great job with this Buffalo's offense this year.
False start. Offense, number 55, 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
has that great NFL lineage, and over the last several weeks, a couple of times during the season, we have a chance to have some fantastic visits with him, and amongst other things, really diving into the collegiate style of coaching. And I just love the fact that he has kettlebells in his office, so he gets the workout and the film study done at the same time. And Roddy, that one time you went up a whole bunch of flights of stairs with him. He's in great shape.
And he does not take the elevator. 6 flights of stairs from where he parks his car up.
At altitude.
At altitude. And last time we were here, we were waiting on the elevator. He walked to the stairs, and you can't. We were going to meet with him, so you can't let Coach walk up the stairs without walking up.
Why not?
Let's just say he was a lot faster than Quinn tonight, going up those stairs. He has done a really nice job of embracing the skills of this offense and the personnel that he has. With Shedeur Sanders helping him develop, tremendously respected, and probably a little upset at that offensive line for that false start, forcing a punt.
Smith delivers incomplete at the 28-yard line, broken up by Carter Stoutmire, intended for Brennan Presley. Stoutmire with a nice play, setting up a 2nd down and 10.
Stoutmire is slotted into that nickel spot on 1st and 2nd downs with Preston Hodge out, who did a really nice job there before being banged up. He's filled in pretty admirably. It's part of what makes this Colorado offense so good, defense so good, excuse me, is their ability to play man-to-man coverage at both corner spots and the nickel.
On 2nd and 10, they're going to hand it off. And Ollie Gordon with about 3 tough yards. Let's take a look at our player spotlight, brought to you by Celsius. This guy has to get rolling a little bit if they're going to have a chance, right?
He does, and they tried to get him the ball a couple of times on a jet sweep, on that catch that he had and fumbled. But he's a Swiss Army knife. He's an extension of the run game in a lot of ways. He's often targeted, and he's been incredibly productive during his time at Oklahoma State.
A paragon of persistence. He's never missed a game in his career.
He's down here to the bottom.
Blitz off the edge, the pass incomplete. Stribling couldn't get close to it. And they were in Smith's face immediately. Sets up a punt on 4th and 7.
He had a blitz off the right side of the line of scrimmage, and it forced Milwaukee Smith to go to his hot read, which was Ollie Gordon out there in the flat. It's exactly what Colorado wanted. The throw was off target, and Ollie Gordon had a few extra words for that Colorado sideline, it looked like, after that.
He might be a little bit frustrated. We saw a sign of that a little bit earlier.
Set the play clock, please.
Directed at his own teammates, Gordon. DeJounte Wester back at his own 35 for this punt. A moonshot spiral, and a fair catch called back at the 23 by Wester. Well, the mood around Boulder going back a couple of years ago was optimistic, and that optimism has been met with production.
He changed Jackson State. We're going to do the same thing here.
Having him here means everything to this community. We coming.
Been begging for a good football team for a while, so any sort of hope is awesome.
I believe this is our next. However it happens, this is our time and this is our season.
The games are 100% more insane now than they were.
I was on a flight from San Francisco to Denver, and there had to have been about 5 or 6 people that came up to me and said, man, Colorado football is really popping this year. We're making the trip to watch this last regular season game. Michael Welch on the carry that time, brought down by Oates. And in many corners of the country in the college football landscape, flag down on the play, Colorado has gained a lot of followers.
There's no foul on the play for holding, 2nd down.
They've gained a lot of followers, all corners of the country.
And almost all of it. I would say all of it goes back to that man. And the spotlight that he has put this program in through the tough times of last year. A lot of criticism after the hot start, the way they finished last year, but I don't think it has been matched with nearly the amount of praise that they should have gotten for doubling the win total from a year ago.
On the receiver screen, complete to Wester. Got back to the line of scrimmage, no gain on the play. Shedeur Sanders completing 73% of his passes on the season. And he has started this game off picture perfect. He's 12 of 12. 84 yards and a couple of touchdown tosses already. And you know, when you think about his maturity, all you need to know is that when he texts his dad, it shows up as grown on the caller ID. That's his nickname. And grown with a nice sidestep to elude pressure. Almost a circus grab by Hunter, who got helicoptered. He says, yeah, I missed it by that much. So it'll be 4th down coming up.
It's a dangerous throw by Shedeur Sanders with a tight, but I don't even know how Travis Hunter gets to that ball. I mean, a mere mortal, and that ball sails 6 inches over the outstretched arm. He is running to his left. It's behind him. And if not for the contact, I'm not sure he doesn't come down with that catch. A little off the mark from Shedeur. But even on an incompletion, the athleticism of Travis Hunter on full display.
So Bassett will have to punt. A high spiral all the way back to the 19-yard line. Good coverage on the punt. Pearson on the return. And Pearson got rocked at the 22. McCoy bringing all kinds of smoke for the Cowboys. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we told you Travis Hunter was a dynamic, imperious athlete. We'll show you how he does it in a different venue on the other side of this.
With Walter Nolan, Travis Hunter, Harold Perkins, Luther Burden, all going to be drafted pretty high in this upcoming draft.
Smith with a little bit of time. Complete. Travis Hunter thought he had an interception. Instead, it goes to Owens. He feels like he missed one.
On the field, an incomplete pass.
Now it's going to say incomplete.
Well, I thought Rashad Owens might have come up with this. It's probably ill-advised to throw into that type of coverage. Yeah, it's a good call. It was incomplete indeed. Travis Hunter thinks he should have had an interception. Rashad Owens had a chance to catch that football almost. But that's sort of the naivete that can kind of help you out with a freshman quarterback, going right at Travis Hunter and almost coming up with the completion.
2nd and 10, pressure off the edge. Hit as he's released and almost picked off by Stoutmire. Carter Stoutmire had his fingertips on it, but there was great pressure coming off the edge that time again, Roddy.
There was the pressure from B.J. Green, the leading sacker on this Colorado defense. But it feels like every time the ball goes up in the air for Oklahoma State, you're holding your breath.
Yes.
That it either ends up on the ground or in one of your guys' hands, because these Colorado players have had a lot of opportunities for potential turnovers, and they've gotten one through the air.
Hey, it's Black Friday. There's some bargains out there on the field. 3rd and 10, Smith going to be sacked back at the 20-yard line. 4th down coming up. Swarmed and swallowed again. Nwankwo there to make the tackle. He was the first one. The guy they right there, number 97, affectionately referred to as Block Bully.
Oklahoma State offensively, I mean, with the way Milwaukee Smith has looked, I wonder if there's any discussion on the sideline of going to Alan Bowman. I know what he's done this year, but
right. What would the thought be behind that?
Oh, it can't get worse. You're looking for a spark.
Understood. Hudson Cox punt, bounces at the 43 and takes a propitious bounce for Colorado out near midfield. The net will be 29 yards and good starting field position again for Colorado. Bowman was the starter at one point this season. We have a flag down on the field. Just under 10 minutes to go.
Legal formation, kicking team, more than 4 players in the backfield. That 5-yard penalty will be enforced at the end of the play. 1st down, Colorado.
Another Oklahoma State penalty. Hey, kick off your Week 13 NFL Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern with Countdown Crew, ESPN, and the ESPN app. They'll have all the early breaking stories, injury updates, and previews of each game right up to kickoff. In our Week 13 Monday Night Football matchup, the Browns taking on the Broncos, 8 Eastern on ESPN and ESPN Deportes. First down and 10 for Shedeur Sanders, a.k.a. Grown. Gets it out quickly, complete to Will Shepard, the Vanderbilt transfer, stopped up just inside the 40-yard line by Smith and Smith, Dylan and Cam. It'll be second and about 6 to go. Wester come into the game today with just one catch from a week ago against Kansas. But he's been impactful a lot this year for Colorado.
As Oklahoma State defense has sort of settled in after the first 3 drives. Forced punts from Colorado. Now Colorado with great field position. Can they do it again? Keep Oklahoma State out of in this game.
The direct snap was supposed to go to Michael Welch. They had a little bit of a gimmick play. Cash Cleveland there, the center. 52 with the snap that appeared to go directly to Michael Welch.
Snap infraction, offense, number 52, 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Watch Cash Cleveland in the middle. You're going to see him flinch as Shedeur walks up. I think Cash Cleveland just thought the check was the cadence to snap the football, and he's fortunate. Colorado probably pretty lucky that he flinched before that happened. I'm not sure who came up with that ball, but it nullified the play by the snap infraction.
Cleveland, one of the great stories on this Colorado football team, became the starter midway through the season. Sanders under heat. He's going to be sacked at the 40-yard line. They finally got to him off the corner. Smith was in the neighborhood, had some help. Bongo there too, David Kabongo.
David Kabongo is going to, he's out here. He's going to come off the edge, and there's no one to pick up the blitzing nickelback. And Shedeur Sanders sees him late, tries to spin out of it. They've actually found some ways to get pressure on Shedeur Sanders. He's been able to escape often. That time they're finally able to get him on the ground.
3rd and Littleton, Colorado to go. Underneath, that's going to be to Shepard, way short of the first down. Cam Smith hit him immediately. And this Cowboy defense gets another stop. And Shedeur Sanders taking his time coming off the field. On 4th down, under 8 minutes to go. What a journey it's been being capped here on Senior Day. Think about how it started for the Buffaloes and their head coach Deion Sanders. Back in high school, coaching his 2 sons who are on the field with him right now. This is going to bounce out of bounds at about the 13-yard line. Well done by Mark Vassett. 46.
Then in man coverage against Rashad Owens, gets his hands on the football. Feels like he was that close from having another interception. Then, of course, on the offensive side, little slant, gets in the end zone, does a little dance after.
Fields on the carry. I'd give that dance about a 9.0. And he must have Googled some video to learn that step that Deion famously used to do back in the day.
9.0.
That's
what
high.
made it a 10? I mean,
Coach, I don't think Coach would like that.
Okay.
Can't be duplicated.
When he's making plays like that, Coach approves just about anything.
Yeah, you got a point. 2nd and 10. Smith up in the air a long time, but caught and hit immediately. That looks like Stribling. That would be a 3-yard gain on the play. Thomas got a piece of the quarterback Smith's arm. Boy, even that came out ugly
as
too.
a duck. It really did. Fortunate to have that completed. And Colorado has opted, for the most part, to heat up Milwaukee Smith in these situations. Make the freshman make a quick decision, get the ball out. Will they do that again? It's Travis Hunter lined up over the center right now. Travis Hunter's right there.
Wow.
Interesting formation.
Going to drop out of it. And the pass incomplete, in and out of the hands of Rodney Fields. 4th and 7. Tough to win football games or keep your offense on the field if you can't make that kind of catch.
Robert Livingston has done a really nice job of making sure that he sends people that are not in Oklahoma State's protection, free rushers at the quarterback, making him throw it quickly on 3rd downs to his hot reads, and they haven't been able to complete them, and so it's forced punt after punt after punt.
Livingston's done a fantastic job on the sidelines this year coaching that defense. Erstwhile of the Cincinnati Bengals, where he was their secondary coach. An end-over-end punt. Fair catch called by Wester at the 40. 44-yard punt. Buffalo offense hasn't had its usual rhythm in the last several possessions. We'll see if they get it here. Well, here are Saturday's SEC on ABC College Football Rivalry Weekend matchups. Number 8 Tennessee taking on Vandy at noon Eastern. Then 13 Alabama hosts Auburn. We cap it off number 3 Texas against number 20 Texas A&M. What a lineup on ABC and ESPN Plus. Get back into another tryptophan turkey-induced coma on the couch. Watch some more college football, Roddy.
After what happened in the SEC last week, all of those games are going to be must-watch. And the winner, remember, the winner of Texas A&M goes to the SEC championship game where they'll play Georgia. Winner of that will likely, especially if it's Texas or Georgia, get a bye in the 12-team college football playoff.
Little bubble screen complete to Wester. Got a block on the edge. Will pick up about 6 yards on the play. And now let's take a look at this week's college football playoff rankings brought to you by Capital One. There's what the top 12 look like in the playoff.
Top 12, and because the highest ranked Big 12 team is outside of that top 12, Clemson would actually not make a college football playoff, and Boise would get a bye.
Back to the action. That's going to be a first down run by Michael Welch, but we have a flag down on the play with a little over 5 minutes to go in the opening half.
Blue substitution, defense, 12 men on the field to snap. That penalties decline. The yardage results in a first down.
It's the second time Oklahoma State's had 12 men on the field and been called for that. They actually played a play with 12 earlier.
First down and 10 from the 49. Sanders taking a shot downfield. Complete. Caught. Harge inside the 10. 1st and goal, Buffaloes.
There's pressure on Shedeur Sanders. Does a great job of identifying and delivering a perfect pass down the field, and Isaiah Harge works through some contact with Dylan Smith down the field.
Sanders in scramble mode, going to be sacked on this one. Back at the 18-yard line by Justin Kirkland. That play well deciphered by the defense.
It was a really nice job by Cody Walderscheid of keeping contained on Shedeur Sanders. They're trying to roll him out to the left. They force him back, and there's nowhere to go with the football.
2nd and goal all the way back at the 18-yard line. That was the 3rd sack of the day by Oklahoma State. Hunter to the top, Shepard to the bottom. And another sack. It's going to be the 4th one for Oklahoma State. Kendall Daniels came in almost untouched, it looked like. And Colorado with some protection issues here.
Well, they did a really nice job of dropping the defensive tackle and having Kendall Daniels blitz. Confuses the right tackle, Justin Mayers, on who to pick up, who's in coverage. And while this Colorado offensive line and offense has been better not giving up sacks, they're still one of the worst teams in the country in terms of giving them 131st.
3rd and goal all the way back near the 25. Sanders trying to get it into the end zone. And he's going to be sacked again back at the 37-yard line. Consecutive sacks, that time Oates. And Coach Sanders incensed on the sideline at the offense going in the wrong direction.
Well, that was 3rd and goal. I mean, this started, the sequence of plays started inside the 10-yard line, and we've sort of seen all of the different kinds of sacks that an offense can have. This one's on Shedeur Sanders for holding on to the ball too long. So the sack numbers are not always on the offensive line. The one prior, that was an offensive line bust. This one was more on Shedeur Sanders not throwing the ball away.
Colorado, their second of the half, 30 seconds in lane.
Oates taking the opportunity to deride Sanders and his salutation with the wrist. And this is what an irate coach looks like on the sidelines after that several back-to-back sacks.
And even on the one before that, three straight sacks, because the rollout when he gets pushed back, that's one where, I mean, when he rolls out, he's outside of the pocket. Shedeur Sanders could throw that ball away. He's trying to make a play, gets sacked, turn a guy loose at the line of scrimmage, gets sacked, and then again holding on to the ball. 3 straight sacks.
And it looks like the offense is going to stay on the field here, or on 4th and goal. So they will eschew the opportunity to allow Alejandro Mata to kick a field goal.
I wonder if you're just trying to get a pass interference or draw him off sides, make it a little closer for the field goal attempt.
I wonder what the analytics say on this one.
They would say anything other than this.
He's going to throw it up for Hunter. Incomplete. No flag. The Cowboys take over on downs with pretty good starting field position. Corey Black there defending. They took a shot to try to connect to Hunter.
And after being so good on the first 3 drives of the game, this Colorado offense has really been stymied since then.
They've lost their mojo.
Yeah, and Oklahoma State's never had any mojo. Interception to start, a fumble in there, all the rest, punts, no drive longer than 5 plays. It's been tough sledding.
Smith, the Sacramento, California native, still in at quarterback. On the play fake, incomplete, intended for Stribling. It'll be 2nd down and 10. 2:21 to go here in the opening half. Keep in mind, it's going to be an intriguing weekend for the Big 12 Conference, with the potential for a 4-way tie for first place. As far as the Buffaloes are concerned here today, they need to win and then hope that either Arizona State, BYU, or Iowa State, 2 of those 3, must lose for them to have a shot. On 2nd and 10, incomplete, no flag. Good defense by DJ McKinney on Stribling, and very quickly it's a 3rd down and 10, and now we do have a flag at the line of scrimmage. It's been a very choppy game, and speaking of chops,
Personal foul, illegal block below the waist, number 0 from the side, 15-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
Another penalty against the Cowboys. Where have you heard that before?
Another crucial one.
That's the 7th one already of this football game, and as usual, when you scan the sidelines for the Buffaloes, there's always just an NFL Hall of Famer hanging out.
That guy's been a fixture, Terrell Owens. And often they're wearing merch with their own logos on them, as he is.
Hey, nothing wrong with a little capitalism in my football. I'm looking for boss man D'Lo or Big X the plug. That pass incomplete, intended for Presley. Shiloh Sanders there defending. Sanders, one of those seniors playing his final game. 3rd down and 25 coming up. This defense doing a much better job than it did last week against Kansas.
Well, there's been absolutely no threat of the run. Oklahoma State hasn't been able to get it going. They haven't run the ball nearly as much with the quarterback or on the perimeter as they I would imagine they would try, or they would have tried with the stoutness of Colorado up the middle.
Buffalo's with a chance maybe to get this football back and get some points. The pass caught by Presley, brought down immediately by Travis Hunter, a 6-yard gain. 4th down, and we hit the 2-minute timeout.
2-minute timeout.
4th down coming up. Buffalo's with 1 timeout remaining, hoping to get maybe another score on the board when we come back to Boulder. Crowd might look like today on a post-Thanksgiving day, but man, this place is packed, which is becoming the custom here. Fair catch called back at the 28-yard line. Wester, another sellout. And I'll tell you what, since Deion Sanders showed up on campus, this is what Folsom Field has looked like. And not to mention the vast economic impact he's had on Boulder and beyond in the state.
It makes Rick George, the athletic director, look like a genius.
Chess move.
Didn't really know how he was going to finance.
Receiving team number 29, 10-yard penalty, 1st down.
Didn't really know how he was going to finance all of the things that came with Coach Prime, including the salary, staff salary, all of that. But going from 1 win 2 years ago to 8, potentially 9 this year. You mentioned economic impact, merch sales. Yep. Amount of Colorado stuff you see all over the place.
Yeah. Rick George has good credit, man. He put Coach on layaway.
they would call it when it pays off like this. They call that an investment.
That's 1st and 10. From the 17-yard line. See if this Buffalo's offense can rediscover its early rhythm. Sanders looked like they wanted to option into the boundary. Nowhere to go that time for Welch. And he's going to be brought down at the 11-yard line. We saw an irate head coach a moment ago. He can't be too happy at the direction things are going right now.
This has been about as sloppy a last, I don't know, 20 or so minutes of football play we've been able to see.
2nd and 16. Shador pulls, got it to his receiver. That's Wester out to the 15-yard line. Actually, the 20, pardon me. Cale Smith making the tackle. Here's a look at the economic impact we were talking about. 2.26 million followers on social.
Oklahoma State, their 1st of the half.
More importantly,
clock operator, please. 1:15 on the game clock.
University applications up 51% amongst Black and African American students, adding to the diversity here in the area.
And so often we have seen that the football program is the front porch to a university. Yeah. And you've seen the impact on the community over and over. Think about the impact that Nick Saban had on the city of Tuscaloosa, that Dabo Swinney had on Clemson, South Carolina. And Coach Prime has certainly done that for the entire university. So this is a place that was once prominent and in the national zeitgeist, in the national talk from a program standpoint, having been a national champion in the early 90s. And Coach Prime has them once again the center of the college football world and successful this year.
On 3rd and 8. Sanders off his back foot, got a man, incomplete, intended for Miller, who got rocked by Robertson. And he took some of the turf out with him in his helmet.
Just wasn't quite able to track it well enough, and Parker Robertson made sure that he was dislodged from any chance of catching that football. Oklahoma State's going to get the ball back with some time. I mean, you got 2 timeouts, 1:08. 2 returners back deep for Oklahoma State on this punt return. I wonder if there's any trickery that you might see.
On 4th and 8, the punt comes down to the 35, returnable. Kyler Pearson. Let's check in with the studio.
Mark, Capital One halftime report minutes away. Booger McFarland, Kevin Nagani here. We see Travis Hunter and what he's doing so far. Ashton Genty in action, already over 100 yards rushing. Highlights coming your way. Plus, we'll take a look at the big rivalries for tomorrow. Breaking news in the NFL as the Bears have made a change at head coach. What are you seeing right now from Colorado after the 21-0 start?
I mean, it's almost like they've gotten bored. They've stalled out. They can't run the football, and it's turned into Shedeur Sanders running around and scrambling, and that's why Coach Prime is upset, because he sees their potential, and they're not playing up to it.
Plenty of highlights coming your way. Back to Mark and Roddy.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. The pass complete to Brennan Presley out near midfield. You used an interesting word a little bit for me there, partner. Zeitgeist. Let's go into the dictionary in Word Up with the Joneses. Zeitgeist, defining spirit or mood of a particular period of history. I like that. Hunter trying to make history. He's part of the zeitgeist of Heisman chatter, correct? Did I use it correctly?
I don't know. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I don't even know if I used it correctly. This is a rarity.
Wow. Had it in his hands.
That is on a platter for Travis Hunter. That is, I mean, that's, I don't know that we've seen him have a drop like that this season.
3rd down and 8. Smith up top, one-on-one. Batted away at the last moment, incomplete by DJ McKinney. Dribbling the intended target. And it's 4th down with 39 seconds to go for Oklahoma State. Smith having a tough time passing today. 7 of 22 for a total of 37 yards, not to mention the interception.
Everything for these Oklahoma State receivers has been contested. It's all been difficult, and Milwaukee Smith, for much of it, has been under pressure and has had to be inch perfect. So Oklahoma State leaves the offense.
As you would think, going for it on 4th and 8. Right near midfield. Down 21-0. Play clock expires and
delay game. Offense, 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
Buffalo's not to be drawn offside that time.
I think it's smart for Mike Gundy to punt. And Colorado has one timeout. You give them the ball. If you had an incompletion or turned the ball over on downs, you give them the ball in your own territory. There's plenty of time for this offense when it's clicking. The way your defense is played, punt the ball and make Colorado go the distance in a short amount of time.
Nose of the football down by Hudson Cobb, the punter. And it caroms out of bounds. Let's see where they spot this. It's going to be right around the 15-yard line. 1st and 10 from there. How concerned are you if you're Coach Shermer that your offense in the last quarter really hasn't done a whole lot?
I don't know if concern is the word. I think frustrated is more the word.
Okay.
You know, the sacks are the thing that's the most frustrating, because they've come from seemingly busts on the offensive line, but Shedeur has held onto the ball a long time. At some point, you're telling your quarterback, hey, let's just throw the ball away, not make a bad play worse, because they haven't been able to separate in the scramble game nearly as much as they have this year.
Western in motion on the handoff. They're going to keep it on the ground. Michael Welch with a spirited run. Good for 14 yards and a 1st down. With 25 seconds to go. See how thirsty they are offensively. They take any shots here. Sanders caught at the 45 by Will Shepard. Well, there's part of your answer. They are thirsty.
And if you're not going to take the timeout, get up and spike the football.
Pickup of 27 down to the 46. Perhaps time for 2 more plays. Sanders still looking, holding onto the ball for a long time again with 2 seconds to go.
It's a nice job by Colorado of getting up to the line of scrimmage quick and not having time run off the clock while they're over the ball. Snapped it right away. Didn't need to snap it, but that long play kind of forced you in a scenario where you've got 1 play left.
So 1 second to play. After completing his first 12 passes, Shedeur Sanders now 18 of 22 and forced, as you can see, to hang on to the ball for a long time. And
let's not forget they've completed a Hail Mary this year, but
they're going to keep it on the ground. That's Charlie Offerdahl, one of Coach Sanders' favorites. Scored his first touchdown in a recent game. Former walk-on. Colorado will have the football defensively. Keep in mind, a lot on the line for the Buffaloes here. They need to handle their business. They need to win and hope that two of either BYU, Iowa State, and Arizona State lose in their games tomorrow. And in all scenarios, Colorado needs BYU to lose as well. Let's go downstairs to Q.
All right.
Quint. Let's go to Quint.
I spoke to Coach Prime walking in, and he was upset. 5 sacks in that second quarter. Shedeur was on the run. He had 9 runs for minus 23 yards. What Colorado has done really well this year is their scramble drill on those second chance opportunities. Guys get open downfield, so they make big plays. In terms of Mike Gundy, their run game's non-existent. Look for more quarterback run in this second half. He said we're a takedown and back points away from being back in this match. He's a former high school wrestler.
Wow.
Q, can you translate? What does that mean for us?
Takedown and back points. That's 2 points, and then back points, let's say, is 3 or 4 nowadays. Okay. So they're a big move away from being back in the match.
Feels like a little bit more than that, Q. I'm not a big wrestling
guy. Gundy was a 3-sport athlete in high school, a really good baseball player. Said he's a backup at Oklahoma State behind Robin Ventura, and wrestled for 12 years in high school. It's a long high school career, 12 years.
Got to get his team moving in the right direction. Hayden couldn't get his hands on that pass. It'll be a quick 3rd and 9 coming up now for Colorado. We had Coach Gundy mic'd up a little bit earlier.
Hey, here's a good story.
Whether it's an in-kind deal for services.
When I was 11 years old, I won a national regional freestyle tournament right there in that gymnasium. Really? Time I see you, I start thinking about wrestling. Yeah.
Wrestling, you got a good stance.
You know, I did it for 12 years. I got 12 years in it. It's nice out here. This is nice. Yeah, this is perfect.
Hasn't quite worked out perfectly. Incomplete pass a
Offside.
moment ago.
Defense number 87, 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
That's going to go against his defense. Another penalty. Their 9th of the game already.
And it's felt like all of them have been at crucial times. You know, a 3rd down, and they had the 3rd and long, they had the holding in the first half, a couple of personal foul penalties. These penalties have been absolutely crushing for Oklahoma State.
Makes it a 3rd and 4 for Shedeur Sanders. Complete for the first down and then some. Wester open down the sidelines, nothing but real estate. Showing the Cowboys as shoe bottoms. Touchdown Buffaloes. Well, Mike Gundy has his team more than a 3-point takedown away now. They need a few more, Q. He was talking with Coach about how they get back into the game and use that wrestling analogy. 69-yard catch and run for the score. And another touchdown toss for Shedeur Sanders. That's a 2nd touchdown for Wester today.
Get 50% off select toys at Target to wrap up more gifts for under the tree.
Well, back to the action. Boy, Coach Sanders couldn't have asked for a better way, Radu, for his offense to get untracked here in the 3rd quarter after stalling out for most of the second.
And this is what makes this Colorado offense so impressive, is they're always one slip away from breaking a big play. Oklahoma State decided to go with a all-out blitz, playing man-to-man across the board. LaJohntay Wester is really tough to cover man-to-man with those short routes. Runs a little out, defender slips, and ends up in 7 points on a third down play.
Right. This Buffalo defense pitching a shutout so far. Just underway here in the third quarter. Pick is high and returnable. From the 5, it'll be Kyler Pearson. And another big hit. Ball came loose. It came out. But the Cowboys appear to have recovered the hit. They've done a great job of downfield coverage, Roddy, and big hits in particular in coverage. Here's another one.
That's Caleb Mathis, a receiver, it looks like, that absolutely tattoos the return man. Oklahoma State fortunate to jump on that one. Now the question is, how does Oklahoma State get something going offensively? Q said to look for more quarterback run. They haven't really attacked Colorado on the perimeter in terms of their run game yet in this one.
On the keep, Smith keeps it himself and slides into the 26-yard line. Well, Coach Sanders spoke with Q recently and said, hey, he promises it'll look different on the other side of the break.
Offensively, I don't know who put a stop sign out there on the field that we can't go. We're gonna get this right at halftime. I promise you that. You should see another team when we come back in the second half.
People often can't see beyond the sunglasses and the jewelry, but Coach Sanders is an old school accountability type of coach. Shiloh Sanders with a huge hit on Ollie Gordon.
Well, they call him headache for a reason, and Ollie Gordon may have a headache after that one. He gets up and tries to play it off.
21. Can you do something for me?
It's a good legal tackle.
Smith is going to keep it. Got down safely at the 31. Stoutmeyer was the one to make the tackle. No gain on the play. Saw Shadur and Shiloh walk out with their father on senior day here. Loose ball fumble. And it appears to have been recovered by Colorado. Yes. They self-destruct. Smith tried to hand it off to Gordon, it looked like, Roddy, and they literally can't get out of their own way right now.
I just think Milwaukee Smith is trying to drop back to pass, and Ollie Gordon's going for a...
The rule announced it was a fumble recovered by the defense. First down, Colorado.
Ollie Gordon's going for a flash fake, and his elbow hits the ball. Watch Ollie Gordon's left elbow. Smith's just dropping back to pass. Boom, knocks the top of the football, and the ball comes out.
Wow.
You talk about self-destruct. I mean, Oklahoma State has done just about everything you can in this game to try and give the game away. The penalties, this is the third turnover that they've had, backed up in their own territory. Colorado, great field position once again.
Boy, you think about the disappointing and discouraging year that Ollie Gordon has had, a guy that was really amongst Heisman candidates preseason, one of the top running backs in the country. Sanders hands it off to Harge. Got to the edge and picked up about 6 yards. It'll be second down and about 4 to go. 28-0. Buffalo's with the lead. Credit to Gordon that he hasn't shut it down. It happens sometimes.
We've seen it happen across the country. His team really has nothing to play for, and Ollie Gordon sticking around, still trying to play hard.
Harge brought down at about the 17-yard line. Got a good block out front from Kareem Harden. Sets up a third down and short. Colorado likes to, Coach Shermer likes to use those receivers in a kind of de facto running game. Short passes and lining up in the backfield, right?
They have not had a running back really step up and separate himself, so they've been creative. We've seen Draylon Miller at the running back position a decent amount the last few weeks. We've also seen Isaiah Harge. They are creative, and Oklahoma State taking a long time subbing. They're going to get caught.
3 on the clock. Sanders snaps it. Harris Hunter trying to make a little bit of magic. And pushed out of bounds at the 8-yard line. There's a flag down on the play. You have to love the joy that Travis Hunter plays the game with. Let's get this call.
Offside. Defense, number 97, lined up in the neutral zone. That penalty is declined. The result of play is a first down.
It's also, it's a great job of our referee releasing the center judge as the substitution is going on. Oklahoma State is notoriously incredibly slow with their substitutions. They end up going with the offsides. It could have been called for a legal substitution as well.
An abundance of self-inflicted wounds today for the Cowboys with penalties. Sanders rolling out, fires, touchdown, and it's time to maybe strike another pose for Travis Hunter. An 8-yard touchdown grab by Hunter. And it's up to 34-0, Rodney.
Something that's underrated with Travis Hunter is his ability to find space and sort of know where it is. Look at him scanning. He ducks out, comes back in. He creates that window for Shedeur Sanders to go into by taking that step outside, widening the defender, going back in, showing Shedeur his numbers. He is so good with that football intelligence, knowing where the space is.
Great way to cap off senior day for Hunter. Looking for their 9th win of the season. This is Buchabanis on the return. Out over the 20-yard line. Hey, Tuesday, we'll have the exclusive reveal of the next college football playoff top 25 rankings. Reese of the crew breaking it down from top to bottom. Coaches' reactions. Live interview with committee chair Ward Manuel and the Michigan AD. Also projecting the 12-team field. 7 Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app. What are you expecting? What are you expecting?
It depends on what happens this weekend. You know, all eyes are going to be on the SEC, those 3-loss SEC teams.
Free play here, flag down. Pass caught by Sotomayor King. See if it stands.
Throwing on the field is an incomplete pass. Offside. Defense, number 95. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
This time of the year, it's always intriguing how many SEC teams end up making the final cut. There's a look at some of the storylines going into this weekend.
And that bottom line, the 3 CFB teams that lost. Alabama got trounced at Oklahoma. A&M lost to Auburn, and Ole Miss came up just short against Florida. You know, can those 3-loss SEC teams get back into it? Who wins between Clemson and South Carolina? What's that do for them?
Smith going to pick up the first down. Shiloh Sanders making the tackle on the play, a 6-yard gain. How many SEC teams you think make the final?
I think it ends up being 3. I think it ends up being 3. I don't think those 3-loss teams, there's not enough clear paths for them to get back into the range where they make a 12-team playoff.
Gordon on the screen. Got a blocker out in front of him. Used them well. And a good run. Cole Birmingham made a little bit of a pathway for him. And a 17-yard gain.
Shiloh Sanders just came out of the game like he was a little shaken up on one of those plays.
Made a big hit on Smith a moment ago. That pass complete at the 48-yard line to Brennan Presley, picked up 3. This is Shiloh after that tackle on Smith coming out of the ball game. Remember, he missed a little bit of time earlier this year with an injury. This is Gordon. Got back to the line of scrimmage. It's been quite the itinerant path for Shiloh. He started at South Carolina, then Jackson State with Dad and Shedeur, and now here in Colorado.
Sort of the enforcer, throws his body around. Hasn't been perfect this year by any means, but when he's on, he sets the tone for this Colorado defense. A Colorado defense that has a lot of guys around the line of scrimmage. No safeties deep for Colorado right now.
On 3rd and 7, the slant complete to their go-to 3rd down receiver, Presley. And he's going to end up about a yard shy of the first down. Got 6. Needed 7. Offense staying on the field. 4th down and 1.
By far the best drive offensively for Oklahoma State today. And they've had success in the second half with Maya Luwaki-Smith's legs. See if they go there or they decide to put the ball in the air.
Howland is the lone back. Smith out of the backfield, incomplete, and the Buffaloes decipher it and will take over on downs. Intended for Presley. So another stop. It'll be 1st down and 10 coming back the other way for Shedeur Sanders and the Colorado offense. On Senior Day, a lot of heavy hearts, poignant feelings for Shedeur and a lot of his teammates. Always heartening to see some of the images coming from Senior Day, and this one here amongst them. One of the greatest stories in college football over the last couple of years. Dad coaching his 2 sons. One of them maybe the top quarterback in all of college football, and Shiloh Sanders, his other son, on defense. Out of the backfield, complete to Welch. Picks up the 1st down, picking up 12 yards on the play. And it's interesting that what was your Senior Day like? What do you remember about it? Is it heavy in your heart?
It is. You know, it was a special moment. You kind of forget about the pregame when you lose to your rival. We lost to Georgia on my Senior Day at home, but it is special. Your family gets to go down on the field. That's not something that happens all the time, and how special it must be for the journey that the Sanders have had.
Welch with another run, this time 13 yards, and an interesting and special young man on that team is Jimmy Horn. And this is what it looked like. Coach Sanders accompanying Horn on the field. Dallas, Horn's father unable to attend, incarcerated right now, and Dion has been a wonderful intermediary for the two, making sure they stay in close contact. This is Will Shepherd with the run inside the 20. Remember last year, Horn dropped a pass, came to the sideline, was distraught. Dion loved on him. Coach Prime loved on him, hugged him up, said, go out and make your dad proud on the next play. On the next play, he caught the game-winning touchdown pass. And here's a guy that catches touchdowns. Hunter blew a tire and slipped. Had designs on the end zone, but a 1st down nonetheless on the 13-yard pickup.
It's going back to the Coach Prime, Jimmy Horn scenarios. You get a look at Travis Hunter. It looks like the grass actually lets him down here.
Yeah, you said it was hard earlier, yeah.
Yeah, it was, but it is softer now. But Coach Prime, I think the thing that goes under talked about is how much he loves these guys, supports them, and is a father figure to a lot of them.
Into the end zone, wide open, touchdown, Wester. Man, he has put money on tape today. That's going to be his 3rd if it stands. We have a whistle and a flag perhaps on the field. Oh, they pick it up.
Pass interference. Offense, number 14, 15-yard penalty. Still 1st down.
Oh, okay, they're going to bring it back. Going to take it off the board.
You're going to get Will Shepherd here, and there's going to be a pick on the defender. Runs right into him. Here it is. And it is, in those scenarios, the offensive player has to try and avoid the defender. I don't know that Will Shepherd meant to pick the defender there.
You're talking about an accidentally on purpose right there?
Yeah, you know. It's called. When it knocks the defender like that, it certainly makes it more obvious.
1st and goal all the way back at the 21. Sanders pulls. Hunter Mr. Make It Happen couldn't that time and brought down at the 12-yard line. Hunter got back a good chunk of the yardage, picked up 10. It'll be 2nd and goal.
He's so dangerous after the catch, and a lot of that comes with his creativity. Almost got him in trouble there.
Yeah.
Justin Wright was coming from kind of near the ball up the field pursuing the play.
They fake the jet sweep. Instead, hand it off to Welch, and Welch is going to get down to the 7-yard line, setting up a 3rd down and goal. Justin Wright making the tackle.
I think if you're Shedeur in this scenario, do you just go to Travis no matter what? I mean, you know, it's your boy. Trying to get him even further into the Heisman conversation. If you get one-on-one, he's singled up to the top of your screen. Why not go there?
Looking back the other way through his progressions, directing traffic, and he's going to be sacked again back at the 16-yard line by Deshaun Brown. That's the 6th sack of the day for Oklahoma State.
This one's not on the offensive line. This one's on Shedeur Sanders, holding on to the ball too long. I mean, he's got plenty of time to just call it quits on this play, throw the ball out of the back of the end zone, and preserve the field position. So not all of the 6 sacks are on this offensive line, and that's going to be part of the development of Shedeur as he goes to the next level.
Alejandro Mata in for the field goal, and he drills it through. Now 12 of 14 on the season, that one from 33 yards out. The guy that comes out to his own theme music, Daddy Yankee, Gasolina on the fire, 38-0. Yes. And it'll come out 1st down and 10 from the 25-yard line. Keep in mind, so if things continue to trend this way, Colorado standing on business today, but they need 2 of those 3 other teams to lose. Iowa State, BYU, and Arizona State, who play tomorrow against the respective opponents there on your screen.
And BYU is the key to that. There's not a scenario where BYU doesn't lose and Colorado gets in. So the simplest path, this is simplifying it significantly. If you're a Colorado fan, thing that you're watching tomorrow, West Virginia has to beat Texas Tech tomorrow at noon, and then BYU has to lose to Houston tomorrow at 10:15 Eastern time.
Could go right down to that last game at 10:15 Eastern time. Presley with the reception, picking up 6 yards, and boy, shout out to Kalani Sitake and Kenny Dillingham at BYU and Arizona State respectively, along with Coach Sanders, who have done a fantastic job coaching this year, despite some of the early season prognostications. 2nd and 4. Smith hands it off. Boy, tough sledding in between the tackles. Elahi making the tackle. Hill Green, pardon me, he was on the run. Hill Green with the stop on the play. Let's look at the preseason poll. Utah, Kansas State, Oklahoma State, Kansas, but this is where it's going right now. Arizona State, BYU, Iowa State, and Colorado.
What do the media polls know anyway? Big 12, nothing.
3rd down and 3. They missed big. Cowboys haven't converted in 9 tries on 3rd down. Make it 10. Incomplete intended for Presley. Hill Green there defending. Man, his ubiquity has been profound today. He's been all over the football field.
He has. He's really had a nice season. Came in from Michigan in the preseason. Wasn't here for spring. And ended up working his way into the starting lineup. He's brought a physicality along with Levante Bentley that I think has been massive for this Colorado defense, particularly in the run game, but that time showing his ability to drop back in coverage and break on the football.
Can't say enough about the job that Coach Damian Lewis and Warren Sapp, Vincent Dancy, Andre Hart, Kevin Mathis have all done with this Colorado defense this year. They have made an incredible metamorphosis, a total change in productivity. And that guy right there has been the orchestrator. Coach Livingston, erstwhile of the Cincinnati Bengals former DB coach there. And he told us a great story about Travis Hunter. When Travis was sitting on the bench, they were talking about what kind of defense they should play. And Travis said, "Coach, excuse me a minute, I'll be right back." Coach Livingston said, literally 10 seconds later, I heard a roar, and it was Travis catching a touchdown pass in the end zone. And then 2 minutes later ran back to the bench. Coach, we still in cover two?
It's amazing what that guy's been able to do. Robert Livingston with so many of those new pieces, like Nakai Hill-Green, who's transferred over from Charlotte, started his career in Michigan. And Travis Hunter, obviously one of the best players in the country.
Welch with the carry that time. Coach Sanders telling us a little bit earlier that, I just feel a little bit more comfortable, a little bit better about having an NFL element involved in my coaching staff. Sure has paid off this year.
It has. And you don't really know what the dynamics were with the old staff, but you have to have a staff that's comfortable.
Tell you what, Wester looks comfortable making that catch. Gain of about 14.
You have to have a staff that's comfortable with guys who are on the team making more than you as an assistant coach. Quarterback's making more. Your Heisman Trophy candidate's likely making more. And a coach used to tell me, I'm going to treat you all fairly, but that doesn't mean you're all going to be treated equal.
I get that.
NFL guys understand that.
Shepard with the reception. Tell you what, that quarterback and Travis Hunter, they can blow their left pocket at the Louis store. I'm telling you. I've seen those NIL things they got.
How many cars should Shedeur have? I believe the number is 5.
Yeah.
But look, that doesn't come without the play of Shedeur Sanders.
And the
certainly
work.
The name, the work, you are absolutely right.
Checks down underneath, complete to Michael Welch. See where they spot this. I believe it's going to be a little bit short of the first down. Robertson making the stop on the 5-yard gain. 1:13 to go and the clock still running. They're going to give Colorado a first down on a very auspicious spot. There's a look at Coach Shermer with his play call sheet. We say, was it 14 different cities that he's lived in throughout his NFL and now collegiate coaching career?
The way he put it was 14 different pillows that he's laid his head on. Although when you count the hotel pillows, probably more than that.
Shedeur trying to put that defense to sleep. Complete. At about the 17 to Wester. He's having himself an afternoon. Careering out here today.
His 10th catch of the day, and this one might be the most impressive. Able to fight through a little bit of contact, go up, make the play. Nice job playing the football.
Sanders getting rid of it quicker this time. Underneath, complete to Hayden. He'll pick up about 6 yards. Time running down here in the third quarter. Buffalo's up to the line of scrimmage quickly from the 13. 10 seconds to go in the period. Hunter split wide to the top of your screen. Shepard to the bottom. In traffic, and that's going to be intercepted. Robertson was there to make the INT. And he's shaken up in the aftermath.
It's an interception. That is the end of the third quarter.
Looked like he tried to force it into traffic there. Shedeur trying to hit Hunter. We'll be back after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Folsom Field.
Honestly, I'm not built like that, man. We got so many wonderful seniors on the team. Even Jimmy Horn wanted me to walk him out, although his family was here. I love so many of these guys. It's unbelievable. I feel like all of them are my sons, not just the two that are biologically my sons.
Travis has put on a show today. He smiles. You know, his temper. How would you describe his temperament?
He rock steady. Travis rock steady. He don't get too high. He don't get too low. Travis rock steady.
Seems to love to play.
No, he loves the game. That's the kind of players we're looking for. Guys who love the game, not love the attention, but love the game.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, Q. Great job down there. That pass picked off. Yeah, he loves the game. This is his teammate McKinney with the pick six. $44-0. DJ was spinning on that one. He had a beat on that football.
Taunting, number 8 of the defense. That 50-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
Milwaukee Smith just doesn't see it. It's the second time he's thrown into a cover 2 corner. Travis Hunter picked off the first one. DJ McKinney picks this one off. And then the celebration brings back memories of Elijah Moore in the Egg Bowl, a game that's being played after us.
That's who it was. That's
There's
right.
a nickname for that game that I'm not going to say on ABC or that sequence. I'm not going to say here, but
it's not called walking the dog, is it?
No, just to say it's the something in the miss that rhymes with miss.
Okay.
First.
Well, right now Colorado dog walking Oklahoma State to the tune of 45-0. That's the 4th turnover of the ball game for the Cowboys offense.
Just why? I don't even know. It's the day after Thanksgiving. It's a family program. What are we doing? It's a family show.
I'd like to see the Juby slide in the end zone or something.
You know?
Yeah, that new moonwalk looking dance.
That's the certainly one that's cost them 15 yards, but when you're up 45 points and you've allowed 71 yards of offense, you'll take the slap on the wrist.
14:25 to go. And that is Christian Palazzo, who got an opportunity in place of Alejandro Mata. And Palazzo is going to get to kick off as well. Mata, one of those seniors. Palazzo, a junior, local product. You know, you heard Coach Sanders tell Q that I feel like they're all my sons. Alejandro Mata in particular is one of his favorite sons on that team. He was with Coach Sanders at Jackson State. We've been rocking steady with him ever since. Down to the 12, Kyler Pearson. And another big bone-crushing hit. Man, that will rattle your fillings, folks. It's been like that all day long. Tajay McCoy with smoke. Let's take a look at our Cheez-It Crunch Time.
It's been the physicality of Colorado, both defensively and on special teams. They have been smothering. Oklahoma State has 1 rushing yard. 1 rush yard the entire game, 70 yards passing. And then this latest, right in your living room.
And we're going to get a change of quarterback. That's Alan Bowman's pass, incomplete to the sideline. So Alan Bowman, the 6'3", 220-pound fifth-year senior. This is his 7th year of playing collegiate football out of Grapevine, Texas.
A guy that started his career at Texas Tech. He's having a great freshman year before he had a punctured lung. Had to recover from that, ended up transferring to Michigan, and then down here to Oklahoma State, excuse me, leading them to a Big 12 championship game appearance last year.
Boy, things have really changed since then. B.J. Green with the sack and the dance. This Colorado defense leads, I believe, still lead the Big 12 in sacks, which is a major change from a season ago. Third and 16 after the loss of 6. Bowman in at quarterback. They set up the screen, and that's been the type of afternoon it's been for Oklahoma State. Fields couldn't catch it. And a quick 3 and out for the Cowpokes.
You know, you feel for Oklahoma State as a team. You win your first 3 games. Remember that game against Arkansas, down to the wire?
Yeah.
They end up winning that one. Then they get into Big 12 play, lose by 3 to Oklahoma. Then the wheels start to come off against Kansas State. And now, you just wonder how many of those guys are thinking about what comes next after this last 13 minutes rolls off the clock.
Feels like forever ago. Harge with a fair catch. It'll be 1st and 10 from there. After the 46-yard punt here on Senior Day in Boulder. Back after this.
ESPN Boog, Navy's offense waking up against ECU.
It's amazing what you can do when you start to run the football a little bit, and then the play action pass opens up, and this explosive Navy offense is on the board.
Nathan Kent, 61 yards to the house right now, 21-13, midshipman in the 4th. Back to Mark and Roddy.
All right, guys, back here, 1st down and 10 for the Buffaloes. Charlie Offerdahl in at tailback. Out of the backfield, makes a nice catch and move, and brought down, gaining about 2 yards on the play. Offerdahl is another one of Coach Sanders' favorite players, former walk-on. Tackled by Kabongo on the play. Scored his touchdown, first touchdown of the season a couple of games ago. Remember at the beginning of the season, he was number 1 on the 2 deep.
Yes, he was.
Against North Dakota State.
And look, his story is tremendous. The team,
incomplete pass.
Team rallied around when he scored that touchdown. He's a team favorite, a fan favorite. And look, in the new era of college football, with roster limits at 105 going forward, those 105 can all be scholarship players, all but eliminating the walk-on programs at every school across the country. Most likely, guys like Charlie Offerdahl, those types of stories are going to be much more rare nationwide.
Young man who, in his own words, said, I look at Coach Prime as another father to me. 3rd down and 9. Downfield for Hunter. Caught at the 40 and down at the 36. 1st down. Hunter got him behind Cale Smith.
And he just plucks the ball out of the air. You see the acceleration, and if Shedeur puts this out front a little bit more, he probably has a chance to catch and run, but fins off the defender. The hand strength, I think, stands out with Travis Hunter. Plucks the ball out of the air, and that's why the drops are so rare and startling.
They run it into the boundary. Offerdahl again. You know,
Offerdahl, the ball carrier.
Let's take another look at that hand strength. And nobody prepares more meticulously than Hunter does week to week.
I don't know this for a fact, but I would imagine he's got massive hands.
Okay.
Just the way the ball kind of stuck when it got in there.
We'll find out at the combine.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will. Where hand size is all the talk.
2nd down and 11. Shedeur on the slant over the middle of the field, wide open. Wester, man, he's been like 7-11, open all day long. Justin Wright finally making the tackle. You know, getting back to Hunter, though, that young man likes to surround himself with images of greatness inside his home where he lives, not far from campus. He's got pictures of Kobe, LeBron, Muhammad Ali, and different sports figures adorning his walls. Up top into the end zone. Caught. How did he make that one? Travis Hunter. Third touchdown today. Boy, the defender, Cale Smith, Roddy, did everything except take his helmet off. Take Hunter's helmet off.
That's the best football player in America.
By far. If you were wondering before today, you might want to ask somebody, if you don't already know now. Travis Hunter has designs on that Heisman, and probably somebody has a ticket booked for him for New York.
ABC College Football is presented by Target. Happier holidays from Target.
What a day for Heisman candidate Travis Hunter. 10 catches, 116 yards, 3 touchdowns. This one, the last one, while the defender, Cale Smith, was holding him like a grudge. And he struck another pose. Why not? He'll be on a plane to New York at some point for that Heisman ceremony. 52-0 for the Buffaloes. He's played a total of 114 plays at altitude, where the air is thin. Pearson on the return. Speaking of thin air, guys in the studio, Hunter is in rarefied air of his own. Back to you.
No doubt about it. Another guy that's a star, Jackson Dart, just 50 passing yards shy passing Eli Manning in the Ole Miss history book.
And trying to atone for a couple of bad throws that they had against the University of Florida, he needs to come out and play better for a very, very underwhelming Ole Miss team last week.
First Egg Bowl played on a Friday since 2008 coming your way in 40 minutes. Back to you, Mark.
All right, guys, 1st and 10 for Oklahoma State. Bowman in at quarterback. Came in during the last series. That pass incomplete at the 32. Intended for Cameron Hurd. Here's a look at the top 3 Heisman candidate participants: Hunter, Genty, and Cam Ward. Look at the day that Genty's having. That's pretty impressive, too. 32 carries, almost 200 yards, and a touchdown.
Look, Ashton Genty and Cam Ward have been phenomenal, but to do what Travis Hunter has done at the Power 4 level, he's doing this against Big 12 competition. And no slight to Ashton Genty or the Mountain West, it's not the same, and he's doing it on one side of the football. What Travis Hunter has done, I don't even know why we're having this conversation.
Yeah,
like,
I get it.
This should be a runaway.
It
should be. What he has done on both sides of the football, for me, it was over before the game started. Now, I'm not even willing to entertain other guys.
Yeah.
It's Travis Hunter for me.
And you wonder what the Thorpe people were thinking about. Bowman with a sky ball up for grabs. Incomplete. That thing was in the air so long it should have had a movie on it, man. It hung up there. 4th and 14.
In-flight service?
Yeah.
On the football?
The tray table and everything. Travis Hunter, very ebullient personality, always smiling, beloved by his teammates.
It's about his business, man. He's going to make a lot of money playing this game for a long time, and as his defensive coordinator, Robert Livingston, said, don't overthink it.
Harge on the punt return, brought down at midfield. It'll be 1st and 10 from there. Here are Saturday's SEC on ABC College Football Rivalry Weekend matchups. Number 8, Tennessee taking on Vandy at noon Eastern. Then number 13, Alabama hosting Auburn. We cap the night off. Number 3, Texas. Number 20, Texas A&M. What a lineup on ABC and ESPN Plus. And it would appear that both Shedeur and Travis Hunter's afternoon might have come to a conclusion. Tell you, Hunter gave that defense so much work, they became employees of his. Ryan Staub will take the reins of this Buffalo offense.
Hey man, it's almost tax season. He's going to have to send out 1099s.
Yeah. 1st and 10 for Staub. Offerdahl running it into the boundary, picked up 1.5 yards on the play.
I think the question on the Oklahoma State side is sort of where do you go from here? Mike Gundy has been very vocal, saying that he will be back. He did have him in the Big 12 championship game a year ago.
Right. Offerdahl again between the tackles. Let's go down to Q for more.
Well, Peggy Copham's got to be loving this game today. She's recently turned 100 years old. She is the iconic super fan here of the Colorado Buffaloes since like 1939 when she moved to Boulder from the Dust Bowl. But she has become a fan of Coach Prime, who has her into the locker room, and Coach Prime promising her that we would return to a bowl game. What type of game? A bowl. Because Miss Peggy's got class. Miss Peggy's got style. It's got to be a good bowl. But I would guess she will be in the locker room later, Mark.
Yes.
And she'll get up in front of the team and chant out, "Play my song."
Yep. She's the one that says, "Play me my music."
Timeout for an injury to a defensive player.
The sack. And Jaleel Johnson down on the field for Oklahoma State. Coach Deion Sanders has had that promise to Miss Peggy come to fruition. It's just a matter of which bowl the Buffaloes will be playing in. 4th and 4 when we come back. To lose, especially BYU. There are no scenarios where they make it and BYU wins. On 4th down and 4, Colorado to punt. And a fair catch called at the 8-yard line. Like most of America, and you and I, I'm guessing, Roddy and Q, be in front of that TV tomorrow watching some college football with some leftover turkey, a little bit of dressing, some cranberry on that bad boy.
Yeah.
A little something to wash it down. And
something.
Yeah.
You know, these. If you're a BYU, excuse me, if you're a Colorado fan, you are hoping for 2 of those 2 lost teams to get to 3 losses. You won't have it, you'll get in. And then the BYU scenario, you know, on late night and things go your way, you can certainly work your way in there. The thing is, whether or not Colorado makes the Big 12 championship game, which is out of their hands, had a magical season.
Yes.
And they will sort of lament the end of that Kansas State game we were here for at the end. Kansas State is able to hit a big play on Travis Hunter's backup.
Yeah.
Remember, Travis left that game.
Avery Johnson was brilliant in that game at quarterback.
He was. And then last week, offense 42 plays, 300 yards rushing given up by Colorado defensively a week ago. -9 rush yards given up today.
They got it fixed. They flushed it out and got through it. On 2nd and 5, this is Howland going to pick up the first down to move the chains. Let's go to our culinary expert, Q. What do you got for us, Q?
Well, we
What's
polled some of the players in this game. Brennan Presley from Oklahoma State, in regards to Thanksgiving and favorite fare, and I could not believe the green bean casserole was a much desired item that exceeded expectations.
Okay.
For me, it's always been about mashed potato stuffing and a lot of pecan pie for dessert, to the chagrin of our director, Anthony DeMarco.
Oh, man.
I'm on Anthony's side on this one. It's overrated pie.
Oh, man. I thought I knew you. I thought I knew you. Fields on the run. Picked up about 5 yards. Hey, if you don't have pecan pie, I don't know if you're a friend of mine, man. You got. If I'm coming to the crib, you got to have that for me on Thanksgiving.
Well, if you're coming to the crib, you can bring it. You know. I am happy to have you.
Okay. All right.
Put it on the dessert table.
You're right. You're right.
Coming empty-handed.
You're right. I'll bring my own. 2nd and 6.
I'm more of an apple pie kind of guy. Keep it simple with the pie.
As long as the bird ain't dried out. This is going to be Fields again. Okay, so I got to ask you. I thought I knew you on the pecan pie thing. Your turkey, ideally fried or baked in the oven?
Neither. We go smoked on the turkey. I've had fried in the past. Fried is very solid.
Yep.
We have not invested in the turkey fryer in the Jones household.
Okay.
We go smoked turkey.
I'm a deep fried guy.
Yeah, okay.
I can go either way. I look at 2 chains there on the sidelines. You know, I bought him his 2nd chain, right?
Did you?
No.
I didn't know you had pockets like that.
2 chains. 3rd down and 4.
I wonder if he's going to be on my flight back to Atlanta.
Yeah. Right between the tackles, Howland into Colorado territory. Nice run. Pick up the first down, always on that Colorado sideline. And that is another unique feature. You're going to find some type of luminary, whether it's 2 chains here today. We've seen Big X the Plug. We've seen Bossman D-Lo. We've seen Wheezy last year dropping an album. Key Glock has been here. I mean,
not to mention
all the guys on my playlist.
The entire Phoenix Suns lineup.
Yeah.
At one of the games, Kevin Durant.
NBA Youngboy's been here.
Yep.
There's a lot of star power, not including like The Rock, a bunch of NFL Hall of Famers. Trying to get behind that red velvet rope in the after party in the locker room. Meanwhile, Howland with another strong run for another first down. It is not uncommon after a Colorado victory to see them post up with a disc jockey inside the locker room, and they start spinning some wax with the red velvet rope. I think, you know, I don't want to be that guy behind it on the other side, right? He say, I know that guy. Can I get in?
You got a good relationship with the Colorado. I think they'd let you in for the post-game ceremonies.
Been working on it. First down and 10.
Coach Prime's seen us enough this year. He might think we're part of the team.
Yeah. Wallahi with another run. Trippy Red there on the sidelines.
You may have to educate me on Trippy Red's work.
I've got one of his tracks. That's it.
Less than familiar.
We've seen Goldberg here several times. There he is. Still hyping up that defense, man.
He's going to hit somebody.
Oh, he looked like he can still go. I believe Goldberg has a son on the team or comes to school here.
So Goldberg and I's alma maters are playing each other this afternoon. He's lucky he didn't see me in the pregame.
Yep.
I mean, a clean old-fashioned hate all the way out here in Colorado.
Yes. Goldberg's son is a freshman linebacker on the squad. Another nice run by Elahi. 4 minutes to go, 3rd down and 2.
It should be just talking about clean old-fashioned hate tonight. The Egg Bowl after us.
Clean old-fashioned hate?
Yeah.
I like the way you said that.
Well, that's what they call it. It's the name of the game. State of Georgia. Georgia Tech on the Jackets going on the road. Brent Key and his squad hoping to have Haynes King healthy. Georgia looking to cement themselves as still one of the teams to beat in a 12-team college football playoff.
On 3rd and short, Fields might have just enough to make it, or not. Let's see where they spot this. Yeah, they're going to give it to him. So, Roddy, tell me, Georgia Tech is the lone team to defeat Miami this year.
Yeah.
They got a shot against Georgia tonight?
It's going to be tough.
What's it look like?
Certainly will. They're going to have to run the ball well against a Georgia team that has really felt like rounding into form offensively. You're going to have force Carson Beck into some mistakes. But Buster Faulkner on that offensive staff have done a great job. Tyler Santucci on defense has as well. Georgia's just playing really well.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
You know, we'll see.
Part of the fun of college football finding out now.
You know, it's sort of the same deal with Mississippi State playing University of Mississippi. I mean, Jeff Levy and his crew had a tough go of it in SEC play. But it's a rivalry game, the Egg Bowl. Every time those two teams meet, crazy things are on the table. And what better way to go out than a win against your rival for Jeff Levy and his squad.
2nd and 5. Howland couldn't get to the edge. He's surrounded like Pharaoh's army right there. Nowhere to go. 2:05 to play as we work our way towards the 2-minute timeout. It'll be Cowboy football as we wind it down here on Senior Day in Boulder. Miss Peggy and her team are going bowling, folks. And the Big 12 title game still hanging in the balance. 2 minutes to go, 3rd and 5 for the Cowboys, trying to get on the scoreboard. A nice run by Kyler Pearson. Let me ask you this. How prideful do you think that Colorado defense that's in there right now in the field is in terms of keeping that shutout intact?
Pretty prideful. You know, it's something that you're going to talk about for the rest of your lives. Hey, we pitched a shutout on Senior Day, even if it is mostly backups in the game right now. Somehow the final box score is going to be very friendly to Oklahoma State. They've got more yards on this drive than they've got the rest of the game combined against the backups of Colorado.
Pretty productive garbage time. That's Howland. Going to be stopped up about 4 or 5 yards shy of the first down. Don't forget, coming up next, University of Mississippi taking on Mississippi State. The only thing stopping Travis Hunter today would be a restraining order. I mean, he was unstoppable on both sides of the football.
Shedeur Sanders certainly making the case for himself to be in New York as well.
Another run by Howland, picking up the first down, and 53 seconds to go. First and goal for Oklahoma State. And they're going to lose a yard on this one, so that Colorado Buffalo defense bowing up and showing a little bit of spine here late in the game, trying to preserve that clean sheet.
And the way Oklahoma State's operating, they're only getting hit one more shot at this unless they call a timeout or you have an incomplete pass.
You can hear the crowd. They want it to stay perfect too at 52-0. Nowhere to go again for Howland. Stopped up. Short gain. Third and goal. Colorado is going to register its first shutout since 2015 against Nicholls State.